right, so hi guys. It's our third show. Unfortunately, there's been some
controversial show.
Well, it's a controversial show.
It's a controversial topic.
See a little bit. We have some firearms here laid out on the table. There's been just terrible, unfortunate tragedies. Innocents being shot and killed by whack jobs running around with firearms.
Where does it end?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody wants to know, where does it end? What's going on? What's causing this? And of course, what's happening here is everybody's got an agenda, especially the politicians. They're trying to push whatever agenda they want to push.
What's an opportunity?
Yeah, and they the reality is they could give two shits. They could give a fuck about these people's plight. You know what I mean? The guy just lost his son, daughter, mother, father, whatever. Okay, I mean, dude, a baby had broken bones. I think this was in the San Jose shooting, and the mother fell on top of the baby to protect the baby. Of course, the guy shot the mom, and of course shot the dad too. So this baby is going to grow up with no parents. And you got freaking asshole politicians trying to make a fucking name for themselves, okay, and trying to get votes.
Yeah, until one of their family members gets shot.
Because they don't have an issue, so let's create an issue. Let's create a gun issue, right? Like I've never seen a gun take off by itself and go shoot anybody.
Never.
Have you seen that? Or a car run anybody over by itself? Have you seen a car drive
accidentally
itself?
went off.
No. I mean, I see drunken drivers, kill people. Okay, I've seen mentally ill people do a lot of bad things. A gun is just a tool. I mean, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go deeper into this thing.
What's the expression? Guns don't kill people.
People kill
people with guns kill people.
Yeah. Well, people kill people. Period. I mean, look. I mean, let's take it. Let's before we go into all the details. There's so much to cover in this topic. Before we go into the details, you gotta understand. It takes a really sick individual to do this. There's not a chance in fucking hell that a normal person grabs a gun and walks into somewhere, starts shooting innocent people, dude. This person cannot possibly be normal. I mean, am I right or wrong?
These guys are fucking...
These fucking guys are here for Cocoa Puffs, dude.
They went off somewhere. But it's usually the same story. Oh, he was a quiet guy.
It's funny. I saw the pictures of all three assholes. Okay? They're fucking cookie cutter, dude. The same story.
Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes.
Some silver spoon, fed punk little ass kid. Never got any pussy. Never got laid.
Yeah.
Got picked on.
Abused as a child.
Mommy didn't hold me tight enough or enough. Okay. Daddy left because didn't like mommy. There's no dad around. It's always the same old bullshit story. Always there's been warning signs to the school, to the cops, to everybody. There's always warning signs.
On social media, to their friends.
Nobody comes forward. We're going to talk about that too, because that's a slippery slope too, because right now they're talking about maybe because of that, we should have some laws, okay? We should have some laws that you can report somebody that you may perceive is dangerous.
Based on what you've heard or what you've seen.
Yeah, well, that's a slippery slope. So your ex-wife that hates your guts because you cheated on her with some hot friggin' babe, all of a sudden it's called, and you're a gun enthusiast and you've never broken a law.
No.
You've never broken the law, what have you. All of a sudden, the cops are getting an anonymous tip that you're a wackadoo, and for the last 10,
been threatening
15
her.
years that you be married, she's threatening that you be threatening you're going to kill her and all her family and the whole world and whatever, right, to get back at you, right? So how do you decipher that? I mean, there's so many different topics.
There's not enough manpower to cover those kinds of
guys. I don't know if
fake threats.
I don't know how long the show is going to be. I'll be honest with you. We try to keep it within the hour. We might have to do a part B on this show because there's just so many topics to talk about.
Absolutely.
It's just unbelievable. So I want to get started.
Okay.
I want to get started. Right. I want to get started specifically. And
let's clarify a few things about it.
I want to clarify a couple things. Number one, okay, every time there's what they call an assault rifle being used.
Well, okay? That's the buzzword on every channel.
An AR-15.
AR, you mean assault rifle 15?
No, it doesn't stand for assault rifle.
What are you talking about, dude? AR?
Yeah, it stands for Armor Light Rifle, which is the company that made this. Yeah, back in
Seriously?
the 50s, I think, or 60s. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I swear to God, I thought it was an assault rifle.
No!
Like,
But that's what everybody thinks.
like
okay?
AK, Kalashnikov, the guy who got
Right.
AK, 47, whatever.
Well, that's his name.
Yeah.
AK-47.
Alexander Kalashnikov.
Kalashnikov, right. Okay? It's the same thing. Armor Light Rifle. That's what it stands for. Of course,
No
yes.
shit.
Yes, most liberals, they'll tell you, it's
Ask anybody in the street, you're going to think
it's an assault rifle. That's what AR stands for. Why do we need that? Why do we need something like that? What makes that an assault rifle? First of all, we said it's an assault rifle. So we have one of these here. It's not loaded, so we want to show you guys what's going on here. So what makes this thing dangerous?
Well, it's intimidating looking, number one.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. It looks like the ones you see in the movies.
Exactly.
Schwarzenegger, one arm.
There you go. One arm type of deals, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at me. I'm a badass.
Commando,
right?
yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, I'm a badass, right? Well, this particular one here is is chambered for a 5.56 caliber. You can shoot 223s through there as well.
What does that mean?
Okay. Well, this is a 223 bullet. Okay.
Okay.
Right? It's a caliber. It's a little bit bigger than a say 22. Okay, which is a pretty small caliber. But it's a high velocity round, what they call it, right? But here's the interesting part: you can shoot whatever rounds, all kinds of different rifles. Have you ever heard of a Mini 14?
Mm-mm.
Okay, we're gonna put up one in the screen. Okay, because I actually tried to see if I could find somebody that had a Mini 14 because I really wanted to compare the two. Okay, but basically Mini 14, and you've probably seen the picture, has a wooden stock here instead of this fancy, scary looking thing right here. It has a wooden stock here and here, and it looks like
It's something you put over your fireplace in a cottage.
Right. It's a hunting rifle.
Right.
Right. It looks like a hunting rifle, right? Okay. It's the exact same thing as this.
I wonder if that's the one Dick Cheney used when he, anyway.
No. I don't know and I don't care. Jesus, why you gotta bring that shit up? Anyway, so
Just thinking out loud.
yeah, so anyways, it's intimidating look because everybody thinks, this is like Rambo shit, right? So the most ignorant thing that I hear about guns is that, especially AR-15s, is that everybody uses terms that buzzwords. Let's eliminate all semi-automatic rifles. So what's do you know what a semi-automatic?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm not a gun guy.
All right, so what's a
I'm
semi-automatic?
thinking about it now of all this nonsense.
All right, so what's a semi-automatic? What's a semi-automatic? A semi-automatic is that
Half automatic?
pretty much.
Yeah.
There you go. Semi means half, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so every time you squeeze the trigger, okay, the gun's gonna fire.
Okay.
Okay,
One bullet?
one bullet. Okay, a fully automatic machine gun. Okay, I'm gonna say this twice. A fully automatic, and what you would call in the movies a machine gun, where you hold the trigger and it continues to fire till you run out of ammunition or you let go of the trigger, is against the law.
Okay.
Unless, I'm going to repeat this, it's against the law.
Fully automatic.
Fully automatic. Against the law.
Anywhere in the country.
Anywhere in the country.
All
It's
right.
a federal law. Anything that was now, and of course, now, before you all get all crazy on me, in 1986 there was a law passed, okay? That basically anything that's manufactured prior to wait a minute, let me get this straight. Because again, I'm not a statistician, okay? I go off the seat of my pants sometimes. I do a lot of reading, and sometimes in my old head, I forget some dates and I go back and forth. But anyways, any machine gun that was manufactured pre 1986, I think, you can legally own. Now,
Like a grandfather clause.
yes, it's grandfathered in, okay? You cannot buy a modern, fully automatic weapon. That's only reserved for the authorities, the military, okay?
You can't legally buy it. You can obtain it.
Well, forget about what you can pay on the black market. You can get anything. You get freaking, 35 if you have enough money. You get nuclear. One of the things that people are worried about is getting a nuke of the black market, terrorists or what have you, right? Right. Okay, and not giving enough money, time, and resources, you probably get whatever. And now we'll talk about that because I'm convinced you can. Okay, so this whole thing about countries that have strict gun laws and all that, this is bullshit. Okay, drop me off anywhere in the fucking world, okay, with enough fucking money in my pocket. Anybody wants to challenge me on that and pay my expenses, I'll prove you guys wrong on that, on TV, on anywhere you want. You drop me off in any country you want, give me enough money what I ask you for money, and within 1 hour, okay, well maybe 1 hour if I'm not familiar with the place.
Yeah.
Okay, within 1 day, how's that?
All right.
Within 1 day, I'll have a gun in my hands. I have one of these. How's that? I might even.
I'd like to disagree as much as I would, but I don't.
No, wait. I might even go as long as saying I have a fully automatic one,
which is illegal.
Well,
no, not everywhere.
In one of those countries, right, that I would be dropped off, assuming that they have the hardest gun laws. You can't get a rifle, you can't get a gun, can't get anything, right? Right. Stroke my shaft, okay? You can get anything in this world as long as the money's there, okay? It's bullshit, which leads to other things about bad guys owning guns and so on and so forth. Anyways, so we mentioned a little bit about the military. The other thing that we hear about this is that there's no need for military rifles. For civilians to have this is not a military rifle.
Okay, well, hold on.
The military does not use this.
Let me back up a little bit.
Military uses fully automatic, okay? Fully automatic. They have a switch. They could go fully. They could go semi. They use totally different guns. Anyways, yeah. So go ahead. What was your?
So are we talking about this semi-automatic and automatic? Is that what they use? Because I haven't been really watching the news too much.
Right. Semi-automatic.
These guys?
What they call assault rifles. Okay, which I can't.
Both of them. Both of these guys.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, one of them using AK-47, I think.
Yeah, good taste. Weapon of choice.
Yeah. Different caliber, but whatever, same idea. It's a semi-automatic rifle, okay? All right, which means that pretty much any gun is that, unless it's a revolver, is semi-automatic. There are some single-action handguns, okay? There's bolt-action rifles, okay, where you have to load. You've seen it happen in the movies where they use a. Let's put this thing down. They use a bolt action. Okay, you see them. I mean, I'm not gonna. This isn't a gun show, so I'm not gonna bring a whole bunch of rifles. But you use the bolt to reload. Okay. There's what are they called? Cantilever or guns. You've seen them in westerns where they have a cantilever that will help the gun load. There's some different types of firearms, but for the most part, these are semi-automatics. So when we talk about banning semi-automatics, this here is a handgun.
Okay.
This is a handgun. This one is smaller, so you can probably conceal it better. Okay. This is a 9
This is a taser gun.
Yeah, this is a 9mm. This is a 40. Okay. Now, the thing about this is that this is a semi-automatic gun.
Just like that.
Just like the rifle. Okay? So every time you squeeze the trigger, okay, all right, this thing will continue to fire.
Why would somebody use that instead of that? Because you get more bullets, correct?
What do you mean more bullets?
Well, in the chamber, how many shots can you
Well, it
get?
depends. The smaller the caliber, we're going to talk about calibers, right? You can get extended clips depending on what the law is.
Oh, okay.
In some places, you can get a lot. So no, I mean this is a 30-round clip, guys. It holds 30 of these for an AR-15. Okay, so all right, I'm pretty sure I could get a long. I've seen long clips on handguns that come down to here. They have 30 or more, depending on the law.
So you can get a semi.
There are laws that can control certain number of clips in certain states and so on and so forth. Okay, now, like I said, there's thousands of laws in the books. Depending where you live and what you have, okay, you can have different things.
So correct me if I'm wrong. This guy that was shot in the doorway in the nightclub, that was shot dead by the cops.
Yes.
He had a semi-automatic.
He had a semi-automatic rifle, just like this one. Okay. He had a 100-round
And that's not illegal. He got it legally. He obtained it legally, correct?
From what I understand, he obtained a gun legally, yes, okay? Which you shouldn't be able to because you do. We're going to talk about
Why the fuck does somebody need that?
What do you mean? What do you need? What do you mean?
What normal family, what normal person would get that? Unless you're planning on shooting somebody. What do you use it for? Hunting?
Protection. You can use it for hunting. You can use you're a gun enthusiast. You go to the gun range and practice.
Yeah, but I would venture to say.
Have you ever shot a gun, dude?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, it's somewhat exhilarating, right? Some people consider fun. Listen, some people
have a god complex.
Listen, you ever see guys? Have you ever seen people go fly fishing?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember Travolta. I think in one of the movies said, "I never really understood the attraction of fly fishing. To me, it's like jerking off, but without the happy ending. You understand? Have you ever seen fly fish? They're fucking jerking off. There's no happy ending. You're our buddy, right? Our buddy, your bro, right? He flies all over to fucking Montana.
Yeah.
Okay? To go fly fishing. Spends got all this fancy equipment as only he can, right? Yeah. All this fancy equipment to go. Look, he
saw the movie. A river runs through it.
There's a lot of reasons why. Okay, the most my favorite one because it sounds arrogant is because I can. Okay, and we're gonna talk about why I can because of the Second Amendment, and we're gonna talk about what that means. Okay.
Okay, but let's go back to the average American guy.
Okay.
What do people have at their house? Mostly, I would venture to say.
You want to say what's the best thing for home protection?
No. What do people? You say people? How many millions of guns out in the United States?
Well, they say it's like 300 million guns.
The people that are gun owners.
We're supposed to be the largest civilian, the largest army in the world. Really, 300 million. There's nobody else.
Okay, the people that have the right to bear arms. I understand.
Right.
The homeowners.
No, you don't, because most people don't. We'll talk
the right. I mean, the typical homeowner owns a gun.
Yeah.
I would venture to say, I could be wrong. They own a handgun. The ones that obtained it legally.
A lot of people own the handgun. Like, okay, I'll carry a handgun like this. Okay, all right. You have a concealed weapons permit, or if you live in a state where you have open carry, you carry a smaller gun like this for protection. Okay, if you have an open carry and you can carry it out in the open, with your holster. There are states that permit that. Okay, you can carry a full size handgun if you like for protection. What would be the best protection for a house?
Yeah, what would somebody buy if they were going to buy a gun?
Right here.
That's a big gun.
That's a shotgun.
And why would you take that? Isn't that kind of clumsy? Middle of the night, somebody breaks in. What are you going to do?
No, it's not clumsy. It's not clumsy. I mean, first of all your handguns and all your firearms should be secured in a safe, okay, or locked, or have. There's so, and I'm not going to go into all that. I'm not a gun salesperson. I'm not a gun safe salesperson. All I will tell you is there are a million different ways to have your handgun safe, away from children, minors, and still have them available to you for self-protection.
And yet millions of kids kill themselves with their parents' handgun by mistake.
Right, but whose fault is that?
The parents didn't secure it.
Tell me one parent that's been prosecuted because of that. You know what the argument there is? Well, they lost their child. Isn't that punishment enough? Bullshit. Start making experience. Let him be Bubba's girlfriend for the rest of his life.
Well,
okay?
It's the same argument as if you leave the kids and they suffocate in the car because of the heat.
Exactly. Now let's go back to this because I want to put this away. So why is this the best defense? Well, because if you ever shot at any guns and you try to, you gotta wait. Let's just suppose you wake up in the middle of the night, right? There's an intruder in your house. You think you're gonna pick up a handgun and you're gonna nail this guy? Okay, you're gonna hit the target. So adrenaline's running. You're half asleep. You can't see with the shit. Okay, and you tell him you're gonna hit this thing here. You use it'll blow a pattern, the width of a door. Just make sure you see what you're shooting at. Make sure it's not one of your kids, your wife or something, you know what I mean? But this is the best thing for home protection, shotgun, okay? And there are ways, like I said, I've seen, they even make concealed shelving, okay? Where it's a concealed shelf, and then you just put, like, to say your phone or something, or your wallet, okay, over top of a certain spot that only you know, and then the bottom of the thing drops and your gun's right there. You can't even tell there's even a gun in there. It just looks. You ever see those shelves that go to the wall?
Yeah,
It's just like that.
Kids are pretty resourceful, man. You go.
No, dude, you cannot. You don't. I'll show it to you but after the show. I'll show it to you. I'll pull it up on Google or whatever, or I'll pull it up on one of them search engines, and you'll see it's amazing. There was some of the things, and then you can keep your guns loaded. You could even there's ways. There's certain guns that there's just so many ways. I'm not going to go into all that. Okay, there's safes. There's gun safes. There's fingerprint safes. Okay, so. If you have next to your bed, you have your gun, it's loaded. Well, you're not going to leave a loaded gun laying around, okay? That would be freaking amazingly irresponsible, okay? All right? So you have a gun safe that opens like that and quietly is designed to open like immediately, and it only works with your fingerprint. Nobody else's fingerprint.
Here's my issue with this.
Yeah?
Here's my issue with the guns.
Yeah?
I would say a lot of people are going to probably go out and buy a gun. Especially since these last few incidents. Would I be accurate in saying that?
No. You want to know what makes people buy guns? You want to know who the best proponent of the gun industry is? And this is going to shock you. But once I explain it to you, you'll agree with me. Liberal, whack jobs, calling they're going to confiscate all the guns. Every time one of these assholes goes out, it says, we're going to ban AR-15s. We're going to ban this. We're going to come and get your guns away. Civilians shouldn't have guns. What? Gun sales go through the roof. Dude, Obama did more for the gun industry than any other freaking politician in the history of this country. More guns were sold under the Obama presidency, okay, than I believe any other. Okay? It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. People are all over the place with this topic, okay? Okay, so let's break it down.
All right.
Let's break it down. If we don't break it down I think we talked enough about the firearms. And you guys can see the differences, okay? I've literally have seen a retired general, okay, shoot an AR-15, which he didn't know how to shoot it, okay? First of all, this is a retired general, military guy. Okay? Did not know how to shoot it, and actually said that this is the weapon that they use in the military, which is patently false. And that he doesn't think that civilians should have what the military uses, which is patently false, because that's not what the military uses. The military does not use AR-15s.
So we can discount his opinion.
He's a fucking jack-off, dude. People are just fucking jack-offs, okay? I mean, when I see that fucking Beto O'Rourke, whatever his fucking name is, the guy, his name is Francis. You know that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his name is Francis. He gave himself the name Beto, and he learned how to speak Spanish so he can say he's got a Francis O'Rourke.
Irish Spaniard.
so he wants to associate with a Latin crowd that supposedly has some Latin in him or not or whatever. Yeah. So these people are freaking whacked, dude, okay? I mean, I see this shit all the time. The only thing that stops somebody from shooting is another gun. Whether it's the cop holding the gun or a citizen holding the gun. Somebody's going to shoot this fucker and put him out of his misery. Am I right or wrong?
Well, no, you're 100% right, but here's my point. If that's
58 bullets.
If the guy would use a semi-automatic...
Here, hold on. I'll give you...
Hold that thought.
Statistics here.
How many people did he shoot?
Which one?
The guy that was shot dead.
He shot 9.
9?
No. They... Okay, let me look at my numbers here.
And he used a semi-automatic.
Yes.
So how many bullets can he shoot before somebody... Where the hell is security, man? Where is it?
Dude, they shot him within 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
In 30 seconds.
And how much damage did he do? 9 people?
He shot 9. He killed 9 people, and I think it was 20-something that were injured.
He shot pretty fast, man.
But dude, you can count. 30 seconds. You can squeeze the trigger at least once a second.
At least. Yeah.
So if you go like this, boom, 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 in a crowd of people, with a this kind of round,
high velocity
round.
Was that the one that killed his sister and her boyfriend?
Yeah. Okay. Now he wasn't a whack job. But his mom called and told everybody he was a whack job a week prior.
Oh yeah, that's right. She called the cops and
was it him that she called, or was it the Santa Fe asshole? Okay, and that piece of shit, he gave up.
Coward.
Yeah, coward, right?
Well, let him go to jail. See what happens.
Yeah, he ain't gonna last long, dude. That's not good. Okay, so the guy had 100-round magazine in Ohio.
100 round.
100 rounds. Okay, and so somebody said here, and I saw this on the internet, which I thought, I posted some things, guys, which I thought was good quotes. It says, some have asked, who needs 100 rounds? Legitimate question, right? If 6 brave, trained, and alert police officers with professionally maintained weapons fired, and you saw the video where they're going, and this is the thing, okay, these fucking people are throwing water on these people. They leave their homes, okay, and they don't know if they're ever going to go back, okay, to see their wife and kids and their families ever again. Did you see the video? These guys are running towards the gunfire, dude. They're not even taking cover, okay? Talk about heroes.
That's a hero.
Yeah, man. Okay? And you got assholes like de Blasio allowing people to throw fucking water on the cops. It's just, it's disgusting. It's appalling. It's disgusting. Okay? People have lost their fucking minds, Pauly. Okay? So anyway, so this guy says, if 6 brave, trained, and alert police officers with professionally maintained weapons fired 58 rounds, a round is a bullet, for those of you that don't know, okay? 58 bullets.
Combined.
Yeah, with handguns. I think I saw one guy carrying a shotgun. Okay? Nobody had a rifle. So, they had handguns. Okay? Like this. Okay? And they fired semi-automatic handguns. Okay?
58 rounds.
50 rounds to subdue the Dayton shooter. He was down. He was down dead in 30 seconds. From the time he fired his first bullet. He was dead already in 30 seconds. Okay? I'd say my wife deserves at least that many chances to protect herself and my kids when I'm not at home. I agree 100%. But that's not. There's other things. We can present logical arguments right here and there. And one of the things that I hear all the time about guns is well, you just asked it, right?
Yeah.
You said, why do you need something like this?
Yeah, most people.
Why do you need a handgun? Why do you need this? Why do you need that? Why do you need something? Okay, for home protection. Why do you need 100-round barrel magazine? Why do you need a 30-round clip? Because if you ever shot one, it takes time to reload. Okay, even if you know what you're doing, you have a couple of them taped up, and you can flip them and all that kind of good shit. But it takes time. Why? And people can respond with all sorts of
reasons,
smart ass reasons, what have you. Okay, the argument can be made. Well, an AR-15, okay, is excellent for home defense, right? Well, what kind of home defense, right? I mean, if there's some sort of a disaster, you're securing your house, there's a bunch of looters hanging around, threatening your family, that would be a great rifle, right? Okay, so every situation is different, right? We talked about a shotgun being the best for an intruder, right? A firearm, a handgun, is good for having concealed or on your person, right? To have easy access, or in the car, or what have you. I've seen guys with ARs. This is actually called an AR pistol, okay?
It's called a pistol, that long thing?
Yeah, they call it an AR pistol. Yeah, I'm not even going to go to the legality of all that, but yeah, that's called an AR pistol. You can get them even shorter than that, with a shorter barrel and so on and so forth, depending on the state, depending on the laws, etc., etc., etc. So let's talk a little bit about some of these things. They talk about, but then the rebuttal is, well, we need to close the gunshot, what do they call the gun show loophole, okay? We need to do this, we need to do that, etc., etc., etc. I always challenge anybody that tells me these things if they ever tried to buy a gun. Have you ever tried to buy a gun?
No.
Okay. Do you know what it would entail to buy a gun?
Just from what I've heard, background check.
Right.
You have to wait a waiting period or something?
Yes. Unless you have a concealed weapons permit, depending the state.
Okay, but if you're brand new out of the gate, now you're thinking about protecting your family.
Right, and you want to buy a firearm.
I want to buy a firearm.
Which
I've never thought about ever in my life until now.
There's a waiting period, okay?
How long?
Depends the state. I believe it's depends on state. So I don't.
So if my
I'm not
intent,
going to go into what our state.
If my intent was,
I'm not going to go to what our state is.
If my intent was to kill a bunch of shitload of people.
Well, that's called a cooling off period, right?
Right.
That's the whole idea. So you don't act impulsively.
But it's not a spur of the moment decision anyway.
Well, it is. Some of these people are whacked out. So the guy walks in, gets his wife banging the fucking pool boy. Okay, the guy's pissed off. He's got a friggin' temper. He goes to the corner gun store, wants to buy a gun, goes in.
But that's one thing. But if you're
that's what a waiting period is designed. Well, I'm just telling you. Okay. That's what it's designed. Okay, to prevent.
That's so ridiculous. The guy in Las Vegas with the sniper.
That's a whole different situation.
Forget the waiting period. He went back and forth with the weapons, with bags full of weapons and rounds and rounds.
Perfectly legal. He could do that.
Yeah, it took him forever to accumulate all that stuff.
You see how heavy this shit is. Yeah. Imagine if you got about 20 of those in the bag.
So waiting period, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. These guys that went on this rampage.
Okay, there's different reasons why somebody does what they do. Okay?
Right.
All right. Now, you've heard of the plea, temporary insanity. Okay. One can say, but hold on. We've all been in a rage situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go back and go, what the fuck was I thinking? Why did I do that? That could have really turned out really badly, right? Okay. Or the most often thing. Anybody has half a brain. You say, well, shit, that ain't worth it. You know what I mean? It ain't worth it. Just walk away.
Let cooler heads prevail.
Yeah, right? That's the whole idea, right? But we've all been in a situation, and I'm sure most of you guys have been in a situation where you get hot, you get pissed off, and I had a situation one time, a guy was freaking, almost ran me and my kids off the road. Okay? And I pulled him over.
Intentionally?
Yeah. And I pulled him over. And I went after him. I didn't have a firearm on me, okay? One of the few times, because I always carry.
But the veins were bulging out.
Yeah, and I actually bruised the back of my arm. Have you ever tried to break a car window with your elbow?
I see it in the movies all the time.
Yeah, I know I'm not as old. I'm not as strong as I used to be. But, I'm 240. I can pack a pretty decent wallop, especially when I'm pissed off. Dude. Almost broke my arm doing it. I hit it about 10 different times. The glass wouldn't break. It's fucking amazing. Anyways, so then later on I actually didn't think about it, so I called up my brother, started telling me, he says, well, that was pretty fucking stupid. And he goes, and I had my kids in the car. Which is the reason why I reacted the way that I did. Because the guy almost killed my kids. Don't give a shit about me.
How about kicking the door in a window?
Well, dude, whatever. I just lost my shit. You know how I get when I lose my shit, and it's more rare now than it used to be. But yeah. Now I'm very measured. All right. Compared to when I was a kid, holy shit! Good thing I didn't have guns then.
FYI, if we're ever waiting for a tennis court and you're playing, finish up, serve it out.
Oh, those days are long gone. Anyways, he says to me, you're pretty darn stupid. You can't do shit like that. He goes, did you have your gun on? You go, no.
Oh, good thing you did.
He goes, no. I would never do that. I would never threaten it. You don't pull a gun out, dude. I've had firearms for a long time. You don't do that, okay? It's strictly for protection. You have to defend yourself, okay? Your life has to be threatened. My life wasn't threatened. But what if the guy had a gun? Because, how I was banging on the freaking door, he could say that my life was threatened.
Yeah.
He could have pulled out a gun and shot me dead right in front of my kids. How stupid is that?
And wouldn't have gone to jail.
Nope.
He wouldn't have gone to jail.
Not at all, dude. Not at all. I'm telling you, if I was playing the whole circle, even though the guy tried to kill me, okay, playing the whole thing back, he could have easily claimed that he was in fear for his life.
Next thing you know, your kids are without a father. Yeah. Who's the dickhead now, eh?
Over what? Over what? Just fucking walk away.
In the big picture, it's over nothing.
And it's just a little sidebar, okay? Because I know that some of you guys out there are going to see this video and they're going to say, look at these fucking nut, okay, with all his guns and all this bullshit. That's a bunch of crock of shit, okay? I pray to God that I never, ever, 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 okay, would be in a situation where I have to do that. Use it. Or even pull it out.
So why do you have 5 of them?
Why not?
Are you a collector?
No, these are. I like shooting guns, dude.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all different. This is for home protection. This is one I carry with me. Okay, depending where I go. This one here is, is a.
You should think of skeet shooting or something.
Skeet shooting? That's fucking gay as shit.
Yeah, but that's pretty good marksmanship when you think about it.
That's fucking. Get shooting a fucking shotgun. What do you mean good marksmanship? It's gay. That's like gay. Okay, that's like racing. I don't know, Pintos.
That's an English.
Instead of racing a Porsche,
a sport of gentlemen.
That's bullshit. Anyways, so look, but there's going to be somebody out there that's going to say, look, this guy, whatever, he's full of himself. I don't ever want to be in a situation where I have to. I've read, I've seen testimonial of people that've actually shot people. Military guys, God bless them. They come back and they're scarred for life because they've taken the life
like that,
of a human being, right? And it's not.
Some people get a high on. There's some whack jobs that enjoy it,
but they're whack jobs, dude.
Yeah,
that's what it goes back to normal people, right? Normal people don't get up and go, I wish I could shoot somebody today. The fuck kind of sick bastard are you? That motherfucker needs to be, taken out and fucking executed. Put him in an electric chair or something. Take him to court. Put him in a loony bin.
Too easy.
They're whacked out.
Too easy.
And they're saying this too. Okay, so let's go back because this is going to take a long time because we've got a lot to cover here. All right, so the question keeps coming up: why do I need a gun? Or what is it about this country? Okay, there's more guns in this country. I believe. And I'm sure one of you guys will correct us, or correct me. We are the only country where our right to a firearm is built in our Constitution. It's our right. There's a difference.
Right to bear arms.
Right to bear arms. I have a copy of it. Right here. Right there. Very, very simple. The Second Amendment. I'll read it for you guys. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms should not be infringed. So you hear, I was starting to get to this earlier because I said people give you all kinds of different reasons why they should own the firearm and why we are where we are in this country. And you hear the Second Amendment come up all the time, okay? But not as often as you might think, right? Because you see opponents of guns say, what? Well, you said it, and I've started to go, and then we always go off on tangents. You said, well, why do you need this? Why do you need to have this, okay? Why do you need an AR-15 to hunt, for example? Well, you don't need anything, all right? You don't need anything, first of all, okay? The only thing you need in life, people, is food and water.
Hence my question.
Okay? No. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I know. Food and water.
That's the only fucking thing you all need. That any of us need. Is food and water. So the word need is overused on many things. No, you don't need this.
I mean, this seems to me overkill. No pun intended, but...
Poor choice of words. Real poor. Fucking terrible. Okay, but look. Okay, so people will come up with all kinds of different reasons, right? Smart ass reasons because I can. Because the guy's going to tell you that I can protect my home with an AR-15, right? No, you're full of shit, Jimmy. I would prefer, given my choice, right? Given my choice, I'd rather have the AR-15, next to me instead of a shotgun for home protection. I'm sure there's people like that. Oh, you're full of shit. I get up in the middle of the night and I'll fucking put 2 in your forehead. I've heard it all, dude. Okay, I've heard it all. Yeah, okay. Everybody's a cowboy. Okay,
yeah.
Whatever. But that's the beauty about this country. It's called freedom. Now,
that's why we live here.
Now I'm going to tell you something. The founding fathers, and this is the most important reason why this exists. Okay, especially this, okay? Especially this. People say this is meant to kill, right? Fucking A. All this is meant to kill.
No shit.
It ain't. Every single one of these things.
It's not toys.
It's not toys, okay? Of course. So why do you need to kill? no, we're not. Nobody's going out to kill anybody. Okay, any sane person would say. Any sane person would say, I don't want to kill anybody. I don't. I hope that the only time I ever use these things is when I go to target. I go to the shooting range and target practice, and for my enthusiasm or whatever. Okay, that's the only time. And you never want to pull a handgun and be in that situation. Never. Any sane person would tell you that. Anybody that I've ever known with handguns, I've never met anybody who goes, well, I like to pull. I'd be the first one to report the guy.
Yeah, okay? And the shooter's mom did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. she says, hey, mom, look what I got.
So going back to why do we don't need anything, okay? But there's a reason why the Second Amendment exists, and there's a reason why. The Founding Fathers were fucking geniuses, okay? Now, I challenge every one of you to go back and read history. Mao Zedong, okay? Lenin and Stalin, the Communist Revolution, Hitler, any oppressive government. Well, most recently Venezuela, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing that they do is
Castro.
Listen, there's a book called Prince Machiavelli. Most people have heard of it, but very few people have read it. It's actually a very thin book. It's very easy reading. If you read that book, you'll understand everything you need to know about politics. And one of the main backbones of all that is that you need to control the populace. Okay, all right. So when the government, okay, or the rulers, whether it be a king in this particular,
because it was written way back.
Right. In this particular case, it was a prince. Okay, and it was written by one of his subjects as a gift to the prince. Okay, so basically, he was offering his own wisdom and insight.
Yeah, brown nosing.
Hard.
Oh, yeah.
Hard. I'd say
it's good to be the king.
Yeah, I'd say that motherfucker had some knee pads on.
Yeah,
he was working that shit big time.
And with those tights back then, and the stuff.
Yeah. Those little friggin' bouffant little tutu things, looking motherfuckers. Yeah. Back in Italy, back in those days. Yeah, sure, but no question. God, dude, you keep distracting me. My thought keeps getting. I mean, now all I'm picturing is this little friggin' Italian dude running around with a tutu and friggin' knee pads like a friggin' marble installer
and a Rembrandt hat.
Going, my prince. That's beautiful. Oh my God. You're such a freaking loser, dude. Oh my God, that's funny. Anyway, so these guys. So basically, the whole idea is to control the populace. So I'm not going to get to all the political aspects of it. There's many ways to control the populace. Okay, sometimes you allow drugs over the border. Somebody stoned could give two fucking shits. Okay, about what's going on, and different governments control these things. Well, in Canada, they legalize weed. Mm-hmm. So half of the country's fucking stoned. They could give a shit what the government's doing because they don't care. As long as they smoke their weed and eat their fucking pizza, the Domino's in the middle of the night. They're happy campers, right?
And they got a better looking prime minister than we got president.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but he is kind of hot, right? Don't you think?
Good looking dude.
The chicks like him.
Oh yeah,
the chicks like him. But he's supposed to be Fidel's offspring. You know that?
Have you ever seen pictures of two of them together?
Yeah,
like Fidel's picture.
They look like fucking twins. Well, the mom was a whore, dude.
What's her name? Margaret? Yeah. She did the Rolling Stones.
She fucking pegged everybody. Okay, she for sure. I mean, this picture of her and fucking Castro, you can tell he's banging her. You can look at the look on the face.
Well, I can assure you she wasn't a first lady. Right?
Yeah.
She said to Mick Jagger, "Am I your first?" He said, "Why does everyone keep asking me that?"
Yeah.
No, you hang on Studio 54. Remember all the tabloids,
dude. Back then, I mean, we were kids back then,
Yeah,
but still, you read so. Anyways, okay. So again, you got me off subject, dude. How long is it going to take for me to talk and describe the Second Amendment? Come on, man.
I'm sorry, my bad.
So, anyways, they were geniuses because the first thing that any government does is they disarm their people. Okay, a populace that doesn't have the will to fight back, you can do whatever you want with them because they cannot fight a revolution because they don't have any guns. Okay? So the first thing they do is that they control the media. Second, okay? They control your healthcare, socialized medicine. See the parallels here? What's going on? So the Russians, well, I'm going to get chastised for this one. Reagan took a lot of credit for bringing down the communism from the Soviet Union, right? But I'm going to go on the limb here. As much as I liked Reagan, he wasn't Reagan that brought it down. You know what it was? It was another method of control. Remember, the Soviets would not allow anybody to travel outside the country. You couldn't see television or anything, right? Nobody really knew. So if they saw, the Russians didn't even know what jeans were, right? So when you know that your normal day life, okay, is to have to wait in line for toilet paper and bread, and and you don't know what the rest of the world is doing, well, you have nothing to compare it to. So what are you going to be upset about? That's just the way things are, right?
Yeah, you
right?
don't know any better.
Right, but you know what happened back then? And you all can check it out. Satellites. The Soviet people started the Russians started seeing what was going on in the rest of the world. They could go in America to the supermarket and get whatever the fuck you want. Right? And that was it. It was over with. It was over with. There was going to be a revolution. There was no way. Okay? I mean, blue jeans, remember? Back in the day, they used to pay exorbitant amount of money for a pair of blue jeans.
Even though their salaries were minimal.
Yeah, they would do anything for a pair of blue jeans.
I've been to those countries, and I've been to the supermarkets in Russia, Ukraine, Lithuania. Their supermarkets, now it's changed now, but 30 years ago?
Yeah, how was it?
It was just something bigger, like a Wawa, the gas stations.
Right.
Just something bigger than a 7-Eleven. That's their supermarkets. They sold meat, salami, everything from the same place.
Right.
Produce.
Right.
You would have to go to it was like a flea market on Sundays where all the farmers bring their produce.
Right.
Healthy stuff, mind you.
Yeah, but no pesticides, it was all exported, all imported.
I got married to one of those Eastern European women way back.
Which one?
When she came over, she saw, I took her to Target, Super Target.
Right.
She couldn't believe it. It was like a city.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we spent time. She was just looking at everything. She goes, oh my God.
Right.
Everything from clothes to cosmetics to food to...
Okay, so suffice it to say that different governments use different methods of control.
Absolutely.
Here, okay, there was different controls. There was money. Okay? And then it became drugs. And drugs are still a big part of controlling the populace, okay?
Media, brainwashing.
Well, listen, we're used to a certain lifestyle here in this country. 2 cars, you know what I mean? Wife's got a car, you got a car, we go to supermarkets, we have, this, that, all the conveniences of life. That you travel with other parts of the world, they don't have what we have. Not even close.
No, not even close.
It's not even close. So nobody wants to give that up, okay? And that's a method of control, okay? Right? God forbid if your TV goes out or your cable goes out, you fucking freak, right?
When we get the hurricanes, my gosh.
Yeah, right. So anyways,
people panic.
So my point is, there's methods of control. Government can't get tyrannical. They knew that, okay? They knew that there's possibilities, remember, that a government can become a tyrannical government. So they built safeguards. Second Amendment is one where a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the free state. Think about the statement. Security of the free state. In other words, so you're not oppressed. Americans will never be oppressed, dude, because of this. Ever. Okay? It'll never happen because of that. Okay? And politicians, especially on the left, have been fucking dying to get that out of people's hands. It ain't gonna happen.
There's
Americans ain't gonna give it up.
There's countries that military service is mandatory.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Every household has a gun.
Yeah, and now they have these kind of guns.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Because, was it Admiral Yamamoto during World War II? When they asked why he wouldn't invade, they actually could have invaded after Pearl Harbor. I read a thing that they could have invaded the west coast of the United States because they caught us with our pants down hard. And Yamamoto, and I think it had to be Yamamoto that said this, that there's a gun behind every blade of grass. Because there's no way that America could ever be taken over. Because the gun behind every blade of grass. Or under every pillow. And it's going to stay like that. And I don't give a fuck what all these politicians try to do. It ain't going to change. Okay? That being said, brings me to the second thing.
Which is?
There has to be some controls. Not every Joe Blow lunatic should be entitled to a firearm. Am I right?
100%.
Any reasonable person would agree with that. So we do have background checks.
How deep do they go?
I'm going to tell you.
I'm
going to tell you. You go to purchase a firearm.
Okay.
And it's on the computer. Okay. So in this particular state, I have a concealed weapons permit. Okay. All right. So I can go and buy a gun. Okay. And walk out with the gun with a concealed weapons permit on the spot.
Okay, but forget.
No.
I understand that.
No, but there's hold on. I'm going to get to your thing.
All right.
So you would say, oh yeah, that's great, and like you go to a gun show, do the same thing. So that's great. You can't see. Do you see? You can just walk in and buy a gun. Well, first of all, you don't know what it entails to get a concealed weapons permit. There's a whole big background check, FBI background check. You know, it's pretty tense. Okay, that's number one.
So it's more difficult to get concealed than it is to get a regular.
Oh, fuck yeah. There is no regular. You just go buy a gun. You just have to wait.
Hence the Second Amendment.
Exactly.
How far back, when they do a concealed guns background check, do they go back to your previous countries that you lived in? Or did they do everything? Or
Yes.
Really?
Where you were born, what citizen you are, where you live, where you've lived before. The whole gambit, dude. Okay? But here's the question. This goes in, okay? And then, of course, they go all the way back. Like if you lived in other countries, they trace it all the way back.
Okay.
So that sometimes it takes, if you lived in other countries, it takes days. It takes days, 2 or 3 days. And sometimes it just takes 10 minutes.
Let me be a devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what the stats are on this, but these shootings on the weekend, these two guys.
Yeah.
Columbine, this one, that one, whatever.
Yeah.
Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's no prior.
Most of them have been illegal, and there is priors. But that's where the problem starts.
Prior incidents for those
people
guys?
are not doing their job. That's what people. Okay, so everybody's too busy blaming the gun. The gun didn't get up, and people. There are people that are responsible. Okay, that need to be held responsible. Okay, when the lady for the Parkland shooting, this kid was living in the trailer home. When the lady calls that was running the trailer home and says, this guy's whacked out, he said he's going to kill somebody, and he's burying a rifle in the backyard. Okay, now, dude, I don't need to roll. These are legally owned firearms. Okay, you should watch me freaking digging a hole in the backyard. There's something wrong, no? Okay, I'm burying guns in the backyard. What the fuck is wrong with me, right? Okay?
I'd have some doubts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Right? And somebody calls it in, and the cops go, well, technically he can, or they don't even investigate or whatever. Okay? When there's a myriad of freaking warning signs.
But in lieu of all these events, for this mother to call.
But we're not holding anybody accountable, dude. Why isn't anybody going to jail? Pollock. I think the guy's name is Pollock, the guy whose daughter died in Parkland shooting. Okay. He's still. I'm so upset. I was watching on TV. Him and his son. Nobody's done anything about this. Nobody's held. That friggin' piece of shit sheriff. Okay. Is that guy? He got fired. Okay. The governor fired him, but he's still around. Nothing's been done. No charges have been filed with anybody. Okay. All right. The parents,
unbelievable.
The guy I don't remember the particulars, but one of the other shootings, the kid went and stole the parents' rifles, okay, or guns or what have you, an ammo, whatever. Okay, why aren't they in jail? Why aren't the parents in jail? Okay, to me,
neglect.
To me, they're just as responsible as anybody else. Okay,
if not,
but why are we doing nothing about it? Okay, that's what I'm saying. Dude, you can have all the laws. We were driving down the road the other day with my wife, and one of my pet peeves is people driving the left lane, which I'm sure a lot of you guys pet peeves. But a lot of you fuckers are the ones that are sitting in the left lane, blocking the left lane. So I'm going to be straight up with y'all.
Oh,
Okay?
you mean HOV?
Yeah, in the left lane, right? And get the fuck out of the way. What are dude? But that creates a really bad hazard because now to pass on the right, it's a more dangerous situation. In fact, in places in Europe like the Autobahn, you get a ticket for passing on the right. Okay, but then you get a ticket for driving in the left lane. In fact, in this particular state, they passed a law saying you can't drive in the left. But if the law is not applied, what good is it? So they keep saying, "Oh, we need more laws. We need more laws. We need more laws."
Laws.
No, we need more laws.
That's not going to do anything.
If you don't enforce the laws that you have, when you have 20,000 laws for guns in this country, and you're not enforcing anything, when you have warning signs, people calling and say, "Hey, this guy's claiming. Look at his Facebook page. Look at his Facebook page. He's saying he's going to kill a whole bunch of people." He goes to school and tells the teachers, "Oh, I'm going to shoot everybody."
Red flag?
Hello? Okay. Now all of a sudden, it's the gun's fault? It's the NRA's fault? No. It's the NRA's fault? Now, so which brings me to another thing. Okay? Nothing can get done with guns. Okay? The right is entrenched, the left is entrenched, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to go on a limb and I'm going to say it's the left's fault. Why? Because I think something needs to be done, but until people are honest about their arguments and the conversation, okay, nothing will be done. Because somebody's got to say, you know what? We're not going to ban all semi-automatic rifles. Because saying that we're going to ban all semi-automatic rifles, okay, or using the word assault.
AR.
AR, yeah. Okay, all right. We ban this. We ban this. Okay, all right. All right, and would ban this for sure. And there's semi-auto shotguns that you don't need to pump. This is a pump action. You just keep pulling the trigger till you're out of ammo. So would that be under semi-automatic, right? If you go to bed. So basically, what are you trying to do? Why don't you tell us, Mr. Democrat, what are you really trying to do? I tell you what you try to do. You try to take all the fucking guns off.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you try to do. So you're not being honest with the American people. You don't want to address this problem because this is a psychology problem. This is a psychiatry problem.
No, their agenda is
their agenda is totally different.
Completely. Forget the guns.
And they're using tragedies. They're using sick kids, because these are sick kids. They're sick kids. Probably they're sick human beings. Okay, anybody that goes and shoots people like that, they're sick human beings.
No motive.
Okay. No, well, you know. This kid in Ohio, he had a list of the women he was going to rape and the people he was going to kill. 2 different lists. What kind of a fucked up...
What the fuck is going on?
Right. So look, I want to read some stats here. I think I printed out some stats here. Okay. Deadliest American shootings, okay?
How far back we going here?
We're talking about the left and the Democrats, and I saw this. And this says, and somebody wrote, name one reason why you need an AR-15. You asked that exact same question.
Yeah.
And then this person writes back, you just accused the government, Trump, the government, okay, of having concentration camps, which they did. This happened like friggin' a few days ago. Last week. You're a complete whack job. So you just accuse the government that they've gone as far as having concentration camps. But you want to give up the guns. You want them to take away your gun. Does that make any sense to you?
Does it make sense to him?
These fucking people are whacked out, dude. They're whacked out. Okay, so I got some statistics here. The deadliest American mass shootings.
How far back are we going?
I promised you guys I wasn't going to do statistics, but we got to. We have to because
we got to touch on it.
No, it's a point that has to be proven here.
It's an epidemic.
No, it's not an epidemic. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, dude.
Well, there's a lot of frequency. Let's put it that way.
Deadliest American mass shootings. Okay? Lyndon Johnson administration. We're going back to Lyndon Johnson. Okay? University of Texas. Everybody knows that.
Oh, the guy on the tower.
I think the guy was using an M1 carabine. It was a semi-automatic. Wooden stock, I think.
How many did he kill?
He killed 17 dead, more than 30 injured.
And that was in 60-something?
Yeah, I think so. Ronald Reagan. 3 mass shootings. Okay? 40 dead, total deaths. This is total. Between all the 40 dead, 54 injured. George H.W. Bush, 4 mass shootings. 41 dead, 36 injured. Bill Clinton. Okay?
These are all two-term guys, right? Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, right. They're all two-term. 8 mass shootings.
8.
62 dead, 78 injured. Okay? George W. Bush. Okay? Junior, the junior son. 8, same as Clinton. 75 dead, 62 injured. About the same as Clinton. Now this one here you gotta love.
All right.
You gotta love this one. Barack Obama. 24 mass shootings.
24.
Yes, the great uniter.
Yeah. 24. That's what, 300% more than the next guy?
236 dead, 257 injured, ladies and gentlemen. Did you hear that? The great uniter.
How many dead?
236 and 257 injured.
500 people.
Donald Trump. Okay, in 3 years. 3 years. 83 dead, more than 512 injured. Okay? Total, since 1966, when we started this list here, 52 mass shootings, 554 dead, more than 1,029 injured.
In 50 years.
Yeah.
Okay. 550.
Now, I don't know how you look at it, and I know that you would agree with me, but if one person dies, to me it's a tragedy. Am I right or wrong?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But you know.
So, there's no excuse for any of this, okay? But we live in a country of 330 million people.
There's also an old expression, Stalin, for all his wisdom, said to kill one person is murder, to kill thousands is a statistic.
Right.
Interesting comment.
Very for somebody to kill 20 million? 20 million people?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, 20 million. Yeah.
What about, you forgot the guy in Vegas?
Well, I think that was considered as terrorism.
Oh, is that what they filed it in a different category?
They filed a different category. If it goes to terrorism, because then you would have, then you say, okay, you know, other shootings that happen, like the Muslim guy in the military. Oh, they shot a whole bunch of guys. That's not in the list either.
Oh, that's right. Because I knew there was more.
Well, if it's classified as terrorism, it's not in there.
But let's take the categories away. Just the frequency of those events.
Well, but a terrorist, okay, again, to me, psychotic. Okay.
Well, yeah, they're fanatical.
And my personal belief is, listen, it's statistical bullshit. Okay. All right, 6 and 1, half a dozen the other. Here's the point I want to make to you.
All right.
So, we're having a fucking show about guns and shootings. Okay?
Okay.
Wall-to-wall media coverage is about the shootings.
24/7.
24/7. Okay? We've had, 26, 29 people dead and maybe 40 some odd people injured, in the last 3 shootings or whatever. I don't know. I can't keep track of that shit, okay? Like I said, one is one too many as far as I'm concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, these bleeding hearts. In Chicago alone, 1,600 shootings and 300 dead so far this fucking year.
Chicago, isn't that Obama's state?
It's August, right? It's August. A city that has some of the toughest gun laws in the country, if not the toughest. A city.
How many people were aware of that, by the way? What he just said.
A city. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Probably nobody.
I don't know about that, Paulie. I think there's a lot of people, but nobody ever looks. Okay, they listen to the TV what the talking heads tell them. Nobody ever does any research.
Then they follow this side or that side of the fence.
Dude, it's really, really sad because there used to be a time, you and I are old enough, where we used to have to go to the library, and when we wanted to do research, you put a little card, it was a real pain in the ass, so we kind of have an excuse for not reading books, right? But now, you can go on the computer, and within minutes, you can find out whatever you want. Yes, there's a lot of false information on the computer, okay? But all you have to do is just look where it's coming from. If it's coming through, you can research the source, okay? They found out there was a Snopes or whatever. That ended up being a left-wing, arm where they were lying and confirming things. And anyways, but there's ways you can figure out. And the best way to do it is to forget about what the left organizations are telling you, or the right is telling you, the right-wing organization, go right to the source. Go to the United States government statistics. That's where this is from. Go there. Forget about what everybody's telling you.
Right.
Say, well, let me go look. How many people died in Baltimore last year? It's there, man.
New York, Los Angeles.
Nobody ever does that. They just listen to, the right-wing guys listen to the right-wing, to Fox or whatever. The left-wing listen to MSNBC or PMSNBC and the Communist News Network, okay?
Well, let's not say nobody, because the candidates that are challenging for presidency all look at a statistic when they're trying to make a point, right?
They're not looking at bullshit. They're just making shit up as they go along. Look, the other guy, friggin' Biden, the leading candidate, couldn't even remember his friggin' text number or his website number after the last debate. Dude, the guy's in La La Land, okay? And he's talking. First of all, the fact that they accuse the president as being a racist is I don't have the word. It's absurd. If you ever look at this guy's history with what he's done for blacks in this country, okay, of people of color in general, how many Mexicans and Latins has he employed throughout his properties, okay? How many people has he provided jobs for? Okay, he's lifted people out of poverty.
People will take an isolated incident.
But I don't want, listen, it's all about political agenda. I don't want to go there and start talking about...
That's another
topic, okay?
Another day, we will
I don't want to drift... But the reality is, and we said this on our first show, that everything drifts back to politics, because it does. It's a mindset. How you perceive things, okay? It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous that we're not able to do anything, and nothing's going to happen with this.
No.
Okay? Nothing's going to happen.
So because of people talking.
Well, because it's another. Now they're talking about. Well, we need to come up with some laws, right? Because people, it's obvious. Any logical person. Because 20,000 or whatever it is, 16,000, 20,000, not enough, right? So we need to come up with some laws that. Some laws. So what laws are going to be going to prevent this? Well, okay. So now. No. Hold on. It gets better. Well. These people are, okay, we'll all concede that maybe all these people are mentally ill, no question about it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so they're all mentally ill, so we need to have some laws that can identify mentally ill people, and people need to call, they need to let us know, what's going on, and it goes back to what I said before. Dude, you don't like somebody, your boss just fires you, and you happen to be a gun enthusiast. All of a sudden, you're over there freaking telling them they're going to be this, and this, that. There's an answer for that too, Tony.
Yeah.
There is. Because if you falsely accuse somebody, you should suffer the consequences of that crime.
Absolutely.
Okay?
The thing, here's the problem.
They're never going to do that. So if I accuse you because I don't like you, then you're this, that. And you, of course, cost you. Because it's going to cost you your career, your job, your family probably.
Everything.
It's going to cost you everything. Okay? How do you get that back? Who's going to get you that back?
Nobody.
Even if at the end of the day, you're proven to be false because of this asshole just accused you that you're a whack job. Okay?
But the guy in Atlanta, the Olympic shootings, he got falsely accused. He can't get a job.
Right.
Richard something, whatever his name was. He can't get a job. Here's the problem. We fight problems from the wrong end. We fight the problems after they happen. We fight diseases from the wrong end. We put a Band-Aid on it. Forget, that's a whole different medical thing. Laws. You talk about laws? Locks. Why do we have locks on the doors? To keep honest people out. Why do we have laws?
We can't have a wall. We can't have a wall. That's immoral. That's racist.
Racist.
But all these fuckheads have walls around their house.
Big
the
one.
Pope comes up. I'm sorry for you Catholics if I offend anybody, but it's a fact and the truth. Okay? I don't control. But how does the man of the cloth, come out and criticize somebody for wanting to build a wall when he lives behind 50-foot walls?
He drives behind a glass wall that's bulletproof.
How does he do that? How can anyone take this guy seriously as a leader of a faith, dude?
Because his people, Catholics, that's what they want to hear. So he has to stand up for his people.
But where does logic start? Where's common sense?
Oh no, that's got nothing to do with logic and common sense.
Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter.
He's got an agenda.
Right. Well, we all know. I know that. You know that. Okay? Get rid of him. Why's he still around?
That's a whole different argument.
But it's the same argument, Pauly.
Right.
Okay, it's the same argument, Pauly. One of these jack-offs, the Jack Quinn, whatever his name is, one of the asswipes is running for president. He's got a twin brother. Know what this asshole did?
Right.
He made public all the Trump donors. Yeah. Yeah. You know how dangerous that is? And what happens when somebody goes and shoots him? Somebody goes and shoots one of the Trump donors, one of these whack jobs.
He should be implicated.
Yes, 100%. He should go to fucking jail.
But he won't. Obviously.
Of course not. This is the reason why this stuff keeps happening. So we can't. So a couple of things. We have a right to bear arms. That's a God-given right in this country. So when you ask me why I have it, because I can.
Okay.
Because I want to. Because my Constitution says I can.
Can I have one of these?
Pay me enough fucking money. I'll give you this one and more. I'll go build you one. I don't give a shit. Pay me enough money. Money talks, bullshit walks, buddy.
I want a Magnum because Clint Eastwood.
No, but I will tell you. No,
Harry.
seriously. If you ever want to get a firearm, you have to do it the correct way.
And I would.
No.
And I'm thinking about it.
Notice when you picked up a gun, I said, put it down. You don't even know how to hold one.
Well, I see Steven Seagal in the movies.
Yeah. You have to go and get the proper training. I would ask you, what do you need the firearm for? Okay. How do you plan to carry it? Where do where you live obviously makes a difference. Okay. What do you need it for? That's what's going to dictate the type of firearm you're going to get. You got to go get training. Get certified. Get a concealed weapons permit, even if you don't carry on you, but it's a training course that you learn about the laws in your particular state, what you can and cannot do, okay, where you can and cannot carry a firearm, okay, and to do it correctly, and you need to go practice, and you need to learn how to shoot, they need to be taught by a professional. That's what a responsible gun owner does, dude.
But if it was a whack job, I could probably get one without...
You have to do fuck all, just go down to the ghetto. $100 to get you one.
Or go online, these black...
$100 in
websites.
However long it takes me to drive down there right now, I get you it for $100. Serial number scratched off and everything. All right, so the one last thing I want to say about the politics of that, and then I want to really get down to what we can and cannot do about this problem, because this is a problem. Okay, and I'm tired of hearing about it. I hear whole bunch of shit about how they're going to take guns away from legal, law-abiding citizens. People that have been trained, that have never harmed anybody, that have never committed a crime, okay? They've had background checks. They're not of any ill mind.
But those are the people that are not going to do anything anyway.
Exactly. Have you or anybody out here, I challenge everybody right now. I challenge everybody right now. I want to see who can tell me who has a plan to take all the guns away from the bad people.
So it's impossible.
Forget about it. Of course it's impossible, Pauly. Of course it's impossible.
Can't even talk
Pauly, of course it's impossible. That's exactly my point.
They can't even suggest that.
So why would you want to disarm? It's like saying...
The good people.
The good people. The people that have never caused a problem.
Because, go back to my point. The locks are meant to keep honest people out. Laws are meant to keep honest people in check.
Do you understand the logic behind this, Paul? Listen.
I can't figure that out.
So people drink and drive. And we know, when we were younger, we used to work in the nightclubs and all that sort of stuff. They drink and drive and get caught with DUI all the time.
Yeah.
Okay? That's like saying, we're going to take your cars away. Everybody's car.
Everybody's car.
Everybody's car.
Not only just...
Here, I'll get more realistic. So that's like saying, you know what? Most accidents, drunk driving accidents happen Friday, Saturday night.
Okay.
So Friday, Saturday night, nobody's allowed to drive.
The need of the many outweigh the need of the few, right?
Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no. Actually, that's not even a good analogy, Paulie. It's not. No, it's not the same thing. No, that's like saying, you know what? Too many innocent people. Okay, here I got it. Bear with me, guys. It's been a long day. I got it. Too many innocent people die from drug driving.
Okay.
So I know how we're going to fix this. We're going to pass a law that anybody that doesn't drink cannot drive on Friday, Saturday night. That way, all the drunk people can be on the streets.
Right. They can kill each other.
They can kill each other, whatever. Who gives a shit about them?
Right.
Okay? But that way the innocents,
are protected.
Are protected.
No, that's preposterous.
At best. I don't even know. I don't even know any kind of. You can't even reach for that kind of logic.
I can't.
But this is what these are our elected officials, and half of this fucking people out there are trying to tell me here. Okay, there's not one person talking about how they're going to take the guns away from the bad guy, who, by the way, has fully automatics, bazooka, whatever the hell you can imagine they have. Okay, all right. You'll see that shit on TV. Guy's got a freaking Uzi, okay, which is outlawed, by the way. Where do you get an Uzi? So that's just a ridiculous argument, and that's why I'm so pissed off about it. Okay, really pissed off. So back to the most important thing: how do we solve this problem, and where do we go wrong? You know, I'm going to give you another statistic, and I keep saying statistics, but I'm not going to do it, but I keep doing it. Gun ownership is up.
Okay.
Fatalities with guns is down substantially. Okay?
Are you talking about percentage of the population? Because obviously ownership is going to go up because there's more people now.
No. You talk about per capita.
Oh, per capita.
We talk about
okay,
per capita,
okay.
Yeah. So guns are up.
Fatalities are down.
Fatalities are down.
Okay.
In spite of all the bullshit that's going on in Chicago and Baltimore and Detroit.
And then the other big city.
New Orleans and so on and so forth. By the way, there's a statistic that I saw the other day. They say, United States ranks, whatever, one of the top countries in gun violence, in gun crime, in gun murders or something.
Per capita.
Per capita, of course. But if we took away, they said, Chicago, Baltimore, New Orleans, and Detroit, we would be third from the bottom.
Really?
Yeah. That statistic I'm not 100% sure about. Somebody could check into it, but I've seen it several times. I'm pretty sure that's the way it reads. Anyways, going back on something else. So how do we get to such a place? There used to be a time we used to go, and it wasn't that long ago, when you would go to high school and the guy would have a pickup truck and have his gun rack in the back. A high school kid.
I remember that.
With his rifle in the back. And it could be a Mini 14, which is basically this. Okay? It could be anything. Definitely shotguns were commonplace. Okay? Fully loaded, ready to rock.
But they had the wooden...
Right. Okay? I think you still get those. Okay? Of course. So you would go to a school and you would see the trucks parked there with the guns hanging on the rack. But yet none of this should happen. No.
You wonder why.
I ask you, why? What changed?
I'll tell you what changed. Well, there's a lot of different factors. Obviously, you can't put it on just one thing. I blame all this on accessibility of weaponry because of social media, internet.
How do you figure? But we just said that weapons are up, but fatalities are down. Okay, but why is this happening? Accessibility is the same, Paulie. In fact, it's harder to get rifles. It's harder to get a gun now than it ever has been.
With all the access online.
What do you mean online, dude? How do you get a gun online? What are you talking about?
access to information. There's always somebody that can get, somebody knows somebody who can get, but because of social media...
What do you mean? I'm not understanding your point. Are you trying to tell... Because that's a point, and I want to be clear about this. Are you telling me you can buy... Because there's some yahoos out there that they think that you can buy a gun online, and they just ship it to you like you get fucking candy from Amazon.
You can get information online, social media and websites. You can get information online.
Dude, you can go to the Library of Congress and get his permission how to build an atomic bomb.
No,
the difference is you don't have plutonium.
No, I understand that, but
what do you mean?
Some of these kids, man. They, first of all, they watch these video games, but that's a whole different issue. But they're sitting at home. They got so much time on their hands to do things. They learn how to build bombs online, for crying out loud.
That's not the reason why.
I'm telling you, that helps.
That's not the reason why. You're touching on it, but it's not the reason why. I'm going to tell you. Okay? I'm going to tell you what it is.
What exactly? We're trying to define the reason why. What?
I have some notes here I took. I'm going to pull it up here. See if I can pull up my notes. Hold on a second. And it's directly related to what we were just talking about. Okay, so there's some notes here.
Okay.
And I got this from, I don't remember if it was a meme. I don't know if it was where it was, but I wrote it down. And someone said the problem is, I agree with this 100%. The problem is not guns. It's hearts without God, homes without discipline, schools without prayer, and courtrooms without justice. And that, my friend, is the best summary of what the problem is. Dude, half of this country don't know who baby daddy is. Okay? It's a problem. Okay? When kids, they keep talking about toxic masculinity. Okay? I mean, I understand. I know people that are gay. I have relatives. I have friends. Okay? There's a big difference between being gay and what these people are doing. They're trying to make kids fairies. I don't even know how to... They're not gay. Being gay's got nothing to do with what they're doing to these children. You know what I mean? Okay? They're calling it toxic masculinity. Like it's some kind of poison that to be a man. There's no men anymore. There's no men. Because you know what? I got news for you, dude. Only a pussy grabs one of these and goes and shoots innocent people. That's not a man.
No, it's not like a man. Mano a mano.
That motherfucker is going to cry like a little whining cunt in jail.
Oh, he'll be popular.
Oh, he'll be real popular.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't gonna last long.
Slender,
Yeah. But what I'm saying...
Height.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, this guy is gonna cry like he's gonna have lipstick on, the whole fucking nine, okay? This motherfucker, and then he's gonna learn, okay, about and then he's gonna realize what he's done to his life, okay? When he's getting freaking railroaded by about 10 guys, one right after the other.
Jamal and Jesus.
Doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. It's gonna be freaking everybody, from Joe Bob to whoever, okay? They're all gonna take a turn at this guy's ass. And I'm gonna tell you, and then he's gonna realize, okay, what kind of a little fucking bitch he was, okay? All right, because because a real man doesn't do that.
Because there is a code in jail. There's a code. There's things.
Well, what I call toxic masculinity, I'm going to tell you, is to be a family man, to be a man of God, okay? To be fearful, to protect your family, to have honor, honesty, to stand for something, okay?
I agree 100%.
Okay? To be a patriot, to defend your country, okay? All right? Defend your country, to be there for your neighbor, your friend, okay? For your children. That's what a man is. Okay? For your wife. Take care of your wife. Okay? That's what these women and these men, I don't know what's happened.
We're failing.
We're failing as a society. And these freaking talking heads are trying to blame these the pieces of metal, dude. Do you know have you ever seen what they make in prison, dude? They make homemade guns in prison with nails and wood. Okay? You know how this works? It's so fucking simple to fire. You don't understand? You could make one. You don't know anything about guns, you can make one. That's a freaking primer. If you strike that with a pointy object, there's a primer. It's like a cap. Remember the kids we used to have those little cap guns?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a simplified friggin' example. That fires up that cap, fires the propellant, okay, if you will, the mixture of the powder, and then propels the bullet. Okay? So all you need is something to hold this back. Notice this has a lip? Mm-hmm. Okay? To make sure the belly this goes forward. You try to tell me you can't make something out of wood for this? Of course I could. You want to kill somebody? Dude, there's people that train in martial arts, okay, that can kill you with one finger. One finger. Do you see anybody going around killing people with one finger?
No.
No. Okay? I mean, this is a ridiculous argument. We are failing as a society, as parents, as husbands, as mothers, as people. Okay? This is the problem. That's a piece of metal.
But that solution, oh my God, that would take generations and generations of.
But you gotta start somewhere. And when Trump mentions that, we can't have this guy because he's a criminal, we need to kill him or whatever, or we need to not allow him in the country, or we need to get all this MS-13 people out, or we need to, make an environment where we can have more family and the family can grow together, and the mother and the father. The welfare state, dude. Remember we talked about controlling things and welfare. I don't know if it was a Greek philosopher, who it was. I remember through my years, there was a picture. It was definitely a philosophy class in college. I'm always positive.
Aren't all philosophers Greek? Even today?
Yeah. But there was a guy, there's a very famous picture where a guy's laying underneath a tree. And the idea is that man is lazy. Okay? Man is lazy. Okay? And man is selfish. And if he could sit underneath an apple tree and sleep all day long, and whenever he's hungry, he reaches out and an apple falls in his hand, that's what he would do. Okay? Well, there's another school of thought. It says that man is not lazy and he's not worthless like that. Okay? That if left alone, he's going to learn to strive to be better and achieve things. Depending which school of thought you believe in.
Right.
Okay? The reality is, we all need guidance, okay? We all have to provide something for our family. We have to be able to sell ourselves to our wives, okay? We have to be good role models for our children, okay? We have to be responsible. All this shit here takes responsibility, dude, okay?
In the wrong hands.
Dude, you remember Rob, my German Shepherd, okay?
Yeah.
That dog was one of the greatest dogs I ever had, okay? But he was also 120 pounds. Okay? Scary looking dog. One of the nicest, kindest, soft-hearted dogs you ever had.
I love that creature.
Yeah, but that dog could snap a man's arm with one bite.
He was unbelievable.
If he wasn't taught the right way, if I wasn't a responsible owner, and I kept him tied to a damn post outside, okay, with a chain, okay, I would have created a killing machine.
But obviously you take responsibility to train the dog the right way. Hallelujah.
Again, with things comes responsibility, right?
With children, with
guns,
family,
with children, with a dog, with a car, okay?
Well, you drive, everything.
So, but where's the maturity in all this?
But where does that start? I mean, we've lost it somewhere along the way.
Right, because they're sitting on the freaking iPads and all this bullshit. Parents don't give a shit anymore.
Oh,
okay?
no, he's not doing any drugs. That's okay, Johnny.
It's okay, little Johnny. It's all right. It's okay. Well, what are you doing down there?
As long as he stays out of trouble.
Oh, okay. You bought more illegal weapons. Okay.
Oh, did you win in your...
Yeah. By the way, did you take your meds today? Because you look a little psychotic. You seem to be having an episode, honey. Why don't you take the meds? Take the meds.
Yeah, but I called the cops and said, are you okay?
Yeah. Dude, that's what's going on.
No,
I mean, we could talk a lot more on this, and we've gone a long time talking about this. This is probably one of our longest episodes. I don't know if we're going to divvy it up or not. We're going to find out, guys. We might split it into 2 episodes. I don't know yet.
But there's other topics I want to cover as well.
But there's other topics that we want to cover. But this we wanted to get out there. This is very, very serious. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about anything about firearms, just understand, we're not professionals. We're not ex-military guys. We're just ordinary people. I can answer whatever question I can. If I don't know the answer and it's important to you, well, anything that you ask, I'm going to try to get you an answer. I will have a lot of friends that are military, they're firearms experts and all that sort of stuff, and I can ask and I can get you a legitimate answer. If anything, we talked about some statistics. If you guys want to throw something back at me, I'll be more than happy to read it. I'd be more than happy to mention it on the air. We do want to mention it on the air. So take advantage of our email address. Please, we love to hear your thoughts. This is a serious problem. Our kids and our people are dying. I want to say something on a personal level here. There's two parts of me I struggle with. I have zero compassion for somebody that's going to take a rifle or take a knife or a car or whatever and go out and murder innocent people.
Intentionally.
Okay? I don't care how sick the guy is, okay? But it's my initial thought is they need to give him put him in the electric chair, right away. He would have been better off like the Ohio one. They put one in his head and be done with it, Anyways,
saving a lot of taxpayers' money.
Right. That's my initial reaction. But on the other side, there's two sides to every coin, right? I can't help to think that parents and society failed that kid. We failed that kid. As a society, we failed that kid. Starting with his parents. We failed that kid. He's I don't want to sound like a bleeding heart liberal, but just the way it is. It's the truth, Pauly. Okay? The fact is, he's a victim as well. Because he's sick. He needed help. Okay? Whether he needed better parenting, whether he needed medication, whatever it was that he needed, there was something missing out of his life. Because nobody, for no reason, picks up the gun, okay, or makes a list that says, these are the girls I'm going to rape and these are the people I'm going to shoot and kill. Okay?
Yeah.
Nobody normal does that.
What's the first commandment? Thou shalt not kill. But no, I agree with you. However, I also say, having said, leniency should not be given to this individual after he does what he does.
No, I agree with you 100%.
I don't give a damn what happened in his childhood.
I agree with you 100%. But I can't help to, I try to always see both sides of the story. And I do believe that we failed this kid.
Well,
all these kids.
To find a solution to any problem, you got to go back to find the root of the problem, which...
Well, look, the kid goes in there. Apparently, in this manifesto he left, he wants to kill, Mexicans because they're invading his country. And then, of course, the libs turn around and said, oh, it's inflammatory rhetoric from the president, which is a bunch of bullshit, okay? A bunch of bullshit. And you got Mexicans coming over the border illegally. They're illegal. He's not talking about legal immigration.
By the way, did you hear what just happened? The first day of school, ICE came in and took a couple thousand...
No, it wasn't at school. It was at...
No, but it was the first day of school.
Right, chicken packing plant.
And they took 1,000 people away. And
not 1,000, it's... anyways, a couple hundred, whatever. 700 or something like that.
But the poor kids were sitting at home at the school waiting to be picked up.
Yeah, but what they did is, though, what they don't tell you in the news is that ICE actually went in and picked up the kids. And also, if there was a parent if there's not another legal parent to be able to take care of those kids or pick them up, ICE had already made arrangements where this person, they put a bracelet on their ankle and they let them go, but they put a bracelet so
they didn't say that.
Of course they said. Where did you see that? CNN? MSNBC? Oh, there you go. That's why they didn't tell you that. They left that little fucking part out, see? Because ICE should be banned.
It's a technicality.
Well, yeah, it's a technicality. The poor little children, right? See your reaction.
They show the children crying and stuff.
Of course.
I have a soft heart, man. Are you kidding? I love kids.
Of course.
And most Americans, same thing.
Of course, yeah.
We're all compassionate.
Because the ICE agent, who most of them, by the way, happen to be of Hispanic descent, Mexican or what have you, okay? The ICE agent doesn't have any children. They don't have families.
No, they don't.
They're cold as ass motherfuckers.
Yeah. They're
loners. They could care less about the plight of the children, okay? They could care less. Go talk to the cop. of the drug dealer. Well, they bust into the house because he's dealing crack out of the house, and they take this guy out of there. Okay, and you got the cops. The little girl or the little boy is got his the daddy's leg, and crying, saying, "Don't take my daddy away." Happens every day. Okay.
Another topic.
You know whose fault that is?
Who?
His.
Of course.
He chose to bring his family over here illegally. Okay? But they're saying, well, you're doing this over this. No, wait a minute. And I hate to go to this subject, guys, because that's a whole other subject. Yeah, but this, you brought it up, and I'm going to tell you right now. These people are they're committing felonies. They're stealing your identity, my identity, America's identity, their social security numbers. That's how they're getting jobs. You know that?
Trump even said that.
Okay? So, they're committing felonies. Okay? Because I've heard, immigration is a whole other topic, but I've heard talking heads say, these people contribute to pay taxes to our economy. How are they paying taxes? You can't get a social security number.
They're working for cash.
No, how are they contributing to the economy?
They're not.
Okay.
They're paying
guys, we're going to talk about immigration on another show, maybe even next week.
Maybe next week.
We'll see. We'll see how the news cycle goes. Again, if you have any questions about all this, let us know. We can go into depth. I really don't want to discuss more about guns. The only reason why we brought them out is so you guys can see some differences. Maybe it'll give you guys a little oomph to ask some questions. Please, if you are a gun owner, have them locked up. Be responsible. Keep them away from kids. Keep them in a safe lockbox. In a safe. There's a myriad of locks. We cannot have any more accidents. I actually know somebody that actually had an accident years ago, and it's one of the saddest parts of my life that I don't ever want to ever think about, but it never leaves my mind. This kid is now a vegetable. He was 14 at the time. So we don't want any accidents. We want to be responsible gun owners. Enjoy the guns. Hopefully we'll never, ever, ever want to use them for to protect ourselves, and we're never in that situation where we must use them. But train and make sure if the situation does arise, you have the training and the background to be able to handle them safely, and
do the right thing,
and to be able to do the right thing. I don't think that's going to be a problem in this country.
And by the way, not every topic that we talk about in these podcasts are going to be serious. There's going to be things about relationships, things of that sort.
Well, yeah, we need to break that ice out. We got
a lot of stuff on that.
And so, anyways, there's a lot of
politics. Brides. We got a lot of things we could talk about.
There's a lot of politics going on right now. There's a lot going on with this stuff.
It's a sore spot. So we
wanted to touch on it right now. We're still fresh in everybody's mind to make sure that we don't have any. At least we get some feedback from you guys. Anyways, have a good one. Until next time, thank you.